G'day to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5am Club. We're just pulling into the Balmain East wharf with the ferry here, and it's a magnificent winter's day. As you can see, a little bit breezy from this angle, so what I'll do is I'll just shelter over here. And it's a blue sky day, it's a glorious day, and just goes to show that Sydney, when it's at its best, is probably one of the most beautiful countries in the world. So what I want to do today is go on a ride and talk and take you through a book summary entitled Boost by an author named Michael Bar-Eli, where he talks about what we can do to maximize our potential and achieve our goals and our outcomes. And the first formal point to come out of this book is where he says that you are far more likely to achieve your goals when they are specific, when they are crystal clear, when they are unambiguous. And I've got to tell you, I've been working for many years in the IT industry, and all of the project managers that I've worked with, especially on the massive outsourcing contracts, talked about the importance of having a scope of work that is clear and unambiguous. Because when you know what you're doing and the outcomes are clear for all and sundry, then everybody is singing off the same song sheet, and it makes life so much more easier and productive. And you can quickly tell, and everybody on the project can quickly tell, if you're on track or off track. So what the author here reminds us of is just doing your best isn't good enough. I remember some people say, they always say, I'll do my best. But saying that you're going to do your best is a bit of a cop-out, and doesn't fill me, at least, with confidence that they're going to achieve very, very much. Because what you need more than just doing your best is giving it all that it takes. Because by just using the language that I'm going to do my best, doesn't give you anything concrete to measure your progress against. And if you can't measure it, then you can't achieve it, is a message that oozes from this text. We need to be very, very specific. We need to break our goals down into sub-goals and smaller pieces. And as we said before, it needs to be clear. It needs to be unambiguous. You need to be able to see and know what your next step is going to be, who's going to be taking that next step, and what the step is after that, and after that, and after that again. So the author here then goes on to talk about the importance of being flexible in your approach, and whereas innovation is critical, because innovation allows you to try, to experiment, and to test unconventional methods for doing everyday tasks. So as we said before, it's important and it's very, very useful to be flexible in your approach wherever possible, because there's more than one way to do any task. 5 and 4 make 9, but so do 6 and 3 and 1 and 8. So there's more than one way to achieve any goal. So we're going to be open to innovation. And what the author here goes on to say, and uses a very, very good example, a very telling example, given that this year is the year of the Olympics, where he talks about Richard Douglas Fosbury, who was a high jumper. And back in the time when he was doing his high jumping, Everybody used to dive over the bar, head first, but tummy down and hands out. But what he did was, he was one of those rare athletes who had an objective, had a desire, had a dream, and then tested different methods in order to try and innovate and gain an edge on his opponents. So instead of leaping over the bar like everybody else leapt, what he did was he jumped over backwards, arching his back and going in a different way to all of his opponents. And the Fosbury Flop, as it's known, was an experiment that he used, because he was one of the few people, or the only person, who looked for a different way of doing things, but also continued doing what he did and practiced it until he perfected it. Because his solution, like many great solutions, are counterintuitive. It just didn't make sense what he was doing at the time, and everybody else laughed at him. They said he was silly. They said that what he was doing wasn't going to work. But nowadays, everybody who does the high jump jumps using his technique and not the techniques that other people used. So the lessons that we learnt from his experiment was that you need to first realise your problem and identify that you've got a problem that you need to solve, and then you need to find, where possible, an unexpected solution through experimentation, through just doing things. And you don't know that the thing that you do is actually going to work and come up with a solution that will help other people in the future as well. And the last thing we need to do is we need to make an idea even better. We need to hone it, we need to shape it, and we do it through deliberate practice, doing the thing over and over again, pushing ourselves, bending ourselves, stretching ourselves in order to get an outcome that is going to stand the test of time. And then what we do is, once we've perfected something, once we've achieved something and it works, then the next thing that we need to do is to share it with the world. And with the technology that we've got these days, with the internet and all of those other things that come with it, we have the ability to share all of our ideas with whoever we want, immediately, for free, and seamlessly. So the last point to come out of this text from this author, and we're just pulling into Milson's point, this is the last stop before we head off under the bridge to Circular Quay, is that we need to use the power, where possible, of visualization. Because visualization is a powerful technique that can help you get almost the same benefits as if you're actually practicing. It's been scientifically proven time and time again. So what we're saying here is that if you have, and we all have, vivid imaginations, but by using your vivid imagination, it's a critical skill that is available to each and every one of us. Because our visualization is an enabler, because it builds your cognitive abilities. And just like going through motions physically, by doing them just using your mental capacity, it myellates and deepens the connection that you have in your brain, and it enables and it provides you with an opportunity to learn something at a deeper level. Even though you're not doing it, just by thinking about it emotionally, with deep emotion, over and over again, is a way of actually building the connections, the neural connections that will help make it an automatic response, and something that you can depend upon in time of competition and stress. So the more sensory components that you can imagine through visualization, according to this author and according to science, the better it is. So the key lesson as we're going under the harbour bridge at the moment is to focus on the process, believe in the process, and the results will manifest and flow freely because of the efforts and the belief that you have. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, where I'm coming to you from the ferry, just going under the harbour bridge, this magnificent monument that people come from all over the world to see, to photograph and to climb. And we're also going to pass another brilliant monument, the Sydney Opera House, and we're heading straight into Circular Quay. So I'll need to summarise and finish up before it's time to disembark. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay reasonable, stay relevant, and most importantly, let's make the most of what we've got on this beautiful day, and learn to leverage the skills that we have, our visualization, to give us the necessary boost to achieve the many dreams and goals that we all have mapped out for ourselves. So I look forward to coming to you from a different location with a different message, a message of empowerment, where we can be the wind beneath our wings, we can live, learn and pass it on, and I guess incorporate the OPE, the other people's experience that we gain through the book summaries that we read and the vlogs that we produce. I look forward to hearing your vlogs and your experiences one day, and to make the most of the technology, the internet, Facebook, YouTube, all of those things that we have. Just the other day I found out that the YouTube vlogs that I post, I can also get the text. So as I'm speaking, what YouTube can do is it captures the text, and I can download it to a Word document and use that as a basis for creating a book or creating just a text document. So if I was a school teacher, what I would be doing is I would be videoing every lesson that I do and capturing that text and documenting it, putting it into notes, putting it into books, so that I can use next year, the year after, and continue to refine. So just think about it. We've got all of this skill, we've got all of this technology available to us to help us improve. So if you're a 10-year-old, if you're a young person at the moment, do what I do. Learn to vlog, learn to love the skill of vlogging, and document your life, document your experiences, because sooner or later you'll be able to look back about it, or look back onto it, should I say, and just be in wonder of the places you've been, the things that you've done, and the lessons that you've learnt. And because we love passing it on, we love learning and passing it on, to pass it on to other people who can take it and pass it on to other people. Anyway, take care, good luck ya, and we'll chat again. Bye for now. Cheers.